Creature Commandos, Season 1, Episode 7, titled A Very Funny Monster. Now, this episode is a situation where you have an expectation or an idea what the episode is going to bring you, but then you see the reality of it. And the reality of it is that we all thought that it was going to be a big bang boom spectacle episode, because that's normally what happens with these TV shows. In these TV shows based on comic book material, the final episode is the big spectacle, blow up stuff, little on story, more on the spectacle side of things. Well, this episode, Creature Commandos, decided to go a different route, which is make it emotional. Have all the things that needs to happen, but keep on the emotional core, because we got flashbacks. We got the flashbacks of Nina, and Nina's flashbacks kind of does have a home that we are hypocrites as a human race. We fear that we don't understand, because the weird thing about it with Nina is Nina, she was born with her lungs being at the wrong place, so she had a hard time breathing. Her dad, being a scientist, builds this machine. The mom is like, no child should live like this. I can't see this. This is torture. So she leaves them too. But trying to help Nina, her father ejects see animal DNA and then accidentally make her into a fish. And because of that, people, like example, when she hits high school, people fear her. They call her Frog. Whip it. Open the locker. There's a frog inside, and she feels teased and doesn't want to be there anymore, and so she leaves and is kind of enjoying just swimming in the ocean and having fish and be a creature of a blue lagoon in Star City. But then, of course, there's always someone with a camera saying, whoa, that's weird, what is that? And because in your head's thinking, these people live in the DC universe where, Martian Manhunters exist that we know of, or at least Green Lanterns exist with aliens, Swamp Things, and Supermans and Wonder Womans and Flashes and Great Gods. You assume all these things, but they still fear her, which is such a weird concept that we are, as a human race, a bunch of hypocrites. We are fine with one thing that's quite similar to this other thing, but we still stare of something that doesn't completely understand what our worldview is, because that's basically what it is. They just capture her, and they throw her to a government thing because she was just minding her own business. Her father gets killed trying to have the government understand her, she needs to be breathing underwater. She's this or that. She's not a monster. All this stuff. You're not a burden. Or blah blah blah, and some trigger happy cop. Welcome to America, I guess. A very triggery cop shoots him, and it's just tragic. It's just absolutely tragic. And of course, spoiler alert with this episode, she's the one that dies in this episode. It's the character that you thought, okay, the bride might be hard to kill because she is a corpse. But when it comes to all the other characters, you're thinking Nina has to be the one that lives, right? Because she's the one good, you think about the one good person on the team, and she dies trying to kill the princess. And Weasel, seeing reflections with the children from his past, breaks them all, and the princess sees Nina and kills her. And it's heartbreaking. It's horrible. It's absolute heartbreaking, and you can feel like the bride after the performances and the animation with the bride is like this was a good person. This is a person with kindness, and you killed her. And there's this kind of flip flop that's happening in this episode where Rick Flags tells Amanda Waller that the princess is innocent, but we know as an audience that she's not. But there's it's a whole it's a bowl it's a ballroom of emotions with this episode. It's heartbreaking. Even when the bride is doing the Sherlock Holmes thing about, like, you were with Clayface and blah 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 blah, you just feel it's a satisfying ending in a very different type of way, but still keeping the emotional core there. And sure, maybe I wasn't a fan of most of the second half of the show, but the stuff I love is when it gets deep, when it gets emotional, where we explore the character's depth and what a certain person means to each other, and it's there. Now, of course, we got Frankenstein stuff with that kind of got quickly solved by the first 3 minutes of the episode. Clearly, Frankenstein's like, oh, she's just overreacting. Her own reaction of shooting me out of the castle is a sign that we two are desperate to be together. Oh my god, dude! I know there's a saying you can't help for a guy for trying, but there has to be a point where you just take a hint. You know, you can tell anything. He basically loves the hard to get, but there has to be a point that. Anyway, it's just Frankenstein. But yeah, this is the end of series 1. Of course, we got season 2 is coming out at some point. The end of the first project coming out of the new cinematic universe. We're going to see more of Rick Flag, because he's going to be in Superman and Peacemaker, season 2 this year. So we're going to see a lot of Rick Flag seen out through 2025. So yeah. But we're done. We're done with the first the DCU project. And it's I enjoyed it. Episode 5 I liked. Episode 5 I semi-liked. Episode 6 I thought was good. But then 1 was is the weakest episode. But I enjoyed really enjoyed half of the show. Really, for half of the show was so strong and so powerful with how James Gunn written this show. Do I feel that it should be a little bit longer? Yes. But it's a weird thing. Harley Quinn is 20 minutes long. X-Men are 30 minutes long, but maybe we're spoiled by Arcane and Invincible and all these other shows, anime shows that are now 40 minutes long, to the point where we go back to 20, we go, oh really? 20 minutes. Slightly disappointing. But anyway, so the next time we get the DCU, that's done. The next time we'll be at the DCU, the DCU will be looking up and believing that a man can fly.